Come on. Sit. No. I won't rotate it back. Good asshole. Last time. Why does it have to keep getting rotated? So, gonna start doing this TV show. It's mostly to annoy people. I'm an annoying kind of guy.
Who?
Me, an annoying fucking TV show. All about the do's and don'ts of living in a life that's not quite right. And explaining how to go through life doing things the wrong way on a regular basis. And that whole high frequency Hamish fucking spiritual guidance that I'm going through right now. Oh, this is where it's at. 48 years of life, and I got a 19-year-old son that's I got to talk to last night for the first time in a stretch. He's been laying low on dad, and it's kind of bumming me out. But you know, it's all about whether or not I can go through life with this noise running through my brain. Ride me, Jeff, ride me. And I got no teeth. And every time I look at myself in the mirror and I smile and I got no teeth, that's really bumming me out. So apparently I got to kick down the $1,400 to get new teeth. So that's my mission. So I got like 2 weeks to get that done. I'm really tired of not having teeth. So I could stop talking like this. How are you? But basically, I went through life for 48 years on a spiritual conquest to get fucked up. That's all I wanted to do was to get fucked up. And, you know, I would wake in the morning, blaze a bowl, or smoke a joint, or do bong hits, or whatever it was. I still do all that, but now it's mandated by a doctor. So it's okay for me to get high on weed. I'm pretty much a weed head, and I always will be. So, you know, that's life. You know, some people smoke weed, some people don't. I do. So, pothead, and it helps me with my anxiety, and I have a lot of anxiety, and basically, it all started in, let's see, 1984. Yeah, not to quote George Orwell, but I was an animal. And get these fucking things off. 1984, I ate his acid. Actually, I had already been smoking weed, and it was already getting me high. So I got high on weed first. I smoked a cigarette, one cigarette, I think, and speaking of cigarettes, I think I need one. Take the life out of you. But anyway, so I smoked a cigarette, and then I smoked some weed, and then I drank some beer, and that was as far as I had gone. I had already drank, beer and whiskey and wine and all that shit already, like when I was like 10 in Newport with Frankie and Johnny. But I shied away from the weed for years, and then I shied away from weed for years, and then in '84 there was this crew of kids. I won't even mention their name, but the Black Wednesday crew. I'm just gonna throw it out there. They knew who they are. But there's one guy named Matt. I won't say his last name, but because he's my Facebook friend and shit. But Matt fucking sold me a hit of blotter acid. I'd never done any psychedelics prior to this, and I was at home. My parents went out for dinner and shit. So it was just me, my sister, and my brother hanging out. And so I said, fuck it, I'll eat the fucking hit acid. So I put it in my mouth and waited about 45 minutes. And then all of a sudden, my life changed. And I was like, holy shit, this is the most amazing thing in the world. And psychedelics. And I thought it was God talking to me, and this is what I need to do. So I started eating the doses and mushrooms, and I didn't eat mushrooms till college with Nick and Johnny and You Are High. I ate the mushrooms. I was all fucked up. I thought I died. I passed out in Nick Kirby's car. He fucking dragged me out, put me in my room. I pissed myself. It was great. High octane fucking Kevin Olenek fucking mushrooms. We were supposed to go to the fucking Ramones concert, and we didn't even go. So that was that. So we didn't go to the Ramones concert, but we did trip out on mushrooms, and that was great. And I puked and pissed myself, and got a ride home in the car. Thought I was falling through the car. I was all fucked up. And then me, Nick, and Johnny had nutrition class or sociology or some stupid class at U R High, and it was like at 8 o'clock in the morning, and they never went to it. So I never went to it because I was fucking smoking weed until 5 in the morning, and then I'd pass out in my little fucking twin bed, and then I'd wake up, and it'd be like 9 o'clock. So I already missed class. So I didn't go to class either. So we had this girl that went to class, took great notes, and so I got the notes from Johnny Lee's, and I ended up having to withdraw from the class because I was gonna fail because I kept going to the test. I didn't know any of the answers. At any rate, so I get this guy, Hamish Patterson, or the Illusion, or whatever the fuck his name is, Nagasaki, fucking Hiroshima, whatever he is. But he's way godly, and I guess it's good to be godly because you can be godlike or God fearing or fear of God or God is Gods are us or whatever it is. But see, I was born Catholic and I got baptized and confirmed and all that bullshit with the real confirmation. Once you get confirmed, you can stop going to church because you got confirmed. I guess that's what I thought. But then it turns out a couple of confessions ago, because I'm still Catholic. I can't pretend to be Protestant. And I trusted guys that don't get laid, but guys that don't get laid. That's who I look to in life. Guys that don't get laid. But in all honesty, it's probably better if they are getting laid because then you don't have like sodomizing priests and all that bullshit, and all that cover up bullshit. I mean, that's ridiculous, right? So I think it is. I stopped going to church because of that whole cover up fucking New Bedford bullshit. And I'm from Newport, but New Bedford is Newport, New Bedford, Fall River, Cape Cod. It's all the same area, It's like a 45-minute drive each way. So I live in Cape Cod now, but for a couple of reasons. One, I get to live with Dad. Two, I get to live with Dad. And three, I get to live with Dad. I love my dad. He's my life, and I just want to live with him because he's the boss, and the rent's cheap, cheap rent, and I only make $1,000 a month. Not working. That's retired life. So now I got to go, pound nails or harvest lobsters or monkfish or whatever it is. I got to do something because this retired life sucks, and I've been retired for 10 years, and I'm fucking. Look at those guns, dude. So small. So anyway, like the whole thing is I used to think in life that I had it all figured out, and drugs were the answer, and beer and drugs and whiskey and acid and mushrooms and all that shit was the answer for me because I wanted to be on another plane. I wanted to be one step above where I was already, but I wasn't. But I wanted to be. So I wasn't that guy, but I wanted to be. So anyway, the whole thing for me was I wanted to be on another plane, one plane above where I am. I wanted to be up here. So I figured if I don't know, I was into the Dead and Fish and the Dead and hippie grunge fucking metal infused fucking hipster folk music. That was my gig. So I'd listen to like fucking Lawn Boy or fucking Rift or fucking Eyes of the World from the Dead or Jackaro or any of those tunes or Dire Wolf. And I used to think that those songs were written for me. And I went to a couple Dead shows. I went to that one in Boston. That's ironic. That was a killer fucking concert. They played Eyes of the World for like 3 hours. Unbelievable. And I had great seats right down there, right by the stage. Smoking weed and tripping on acid. Oh, awesome. We hook up with the fucking Rainbow Gatherers outside the show. They hooked us up with the real clean fucking LSD 125. We fucking ate like 5 doses, fucking trip, balls, smoked weed, fucking acid, coke, lines of coke. Like cocaine was my big problem. And it still is a problem. Because if it's free, it's for me. But it's never free, but sometimes it's free, but it's never really free. But the whole thing is, I think because I got doctors that say that I have ADHD. I have doctors that say that I have post-traumatic stress syndrome. I have doctors that say I'm manic depressive. I have doctors that say I'm bipolar. I have doctors that say I'm fucking a shoemaker. I have doctors that say that I'm a real retard. Just doctors, what doctors say. And they went to college for all those years, so they should know. I mean, I don't know. I just think they should know. So at any rate, the cocaine was the big problem for me in the 80s because I bust tables and wear a tuxedo and sniff big gargantuan lines in the bathroom and get all wired up, busting tables. That was my gig, $80 a night, cash, every night, busting tables. So I always had money, $80 every night, cash. End of the week I get a check, $200. Bingo. Bingo bango. Newport. All Newport. Everything in my life was Newport. I lived in Newport. That was where I went to junior high school, elementary school, everything. I'm from Newport. People from Newport say, "Well, you weren't born in Newport, so you're not from Newport." I'm like, "Fuck you! I fucking outskate you anyway, you fucking wuss." And the whole thing was, I was Water Brothers, man. Like original Water Brothers. Like when Sid ran the shop in at IWS, he was it's the Godfather, and we all knew, you know. It's like one time, me and Pete Booth were skating down Broadway, and all of a sudden the car pulls up, and I says, "Hey, hey!" We're like, "What?" He's like, "I'm the, it's the package." I said, "Well, who are you?" He said, "I'm the package." I said, "I know you. I bought a surfboard from you at the old Johnny's House of Seafood, the little surf shop they had down there. Fucking what was it called? Straight Arrow Surf Shop. You're the guy who sold me that surfboard." He's like, "Yeah, yeah, I know." I'm like, "All right." He's like, "I'm the fucking package." I said, "All right, you're the package." He's like, "I'm fucking Sid motherfucking Abruzzi, and I got a new shop coming to town." I said, "Where is it gonna be?" He's like, "At the old skate shop." I'm like, "What?" And I was hanging out with Curbs and Lee's at this point in my life because we were all going to college at UR High, and it's 1988, and so there was no Water Brothers, but it was just the IWS shack, and I guess he got in with Wives, and Wives had the money or whatever it was, but Wives was the man too, so whatever, fucking Wives. So it was Sid and Wives, and so I said to Sid, I said, "Oh, I'm here." We were all snorting coke down in the fucking pit on fucking Thurston Ave. I won't give you the address or anything, but it's where all this stuff happens. Used to happen. This is in the '80s, dude. This is years and years ago. And Sid was off the chain anyway. He wasn't a regular guy. He was like the man. And so why the fuck does it get? Why is it doing this? Trying to make a fucking regular video, and it's in black and white.